Hey scholars, welcome back. Today we are kind of thinking about sums, right? We're going to continue this conversation around sums, the idea of an answer to an addition problem. We're going to work through this idea of what happens when we have more than two addends. And addends is just that fancy word for the numbers that we're adding together. So in this case, we're working with 3, right? I think it's most common we see things where we'll just have like two addends to put together. But they like to throw curveballs at us. And so today we're going to talk about like, what do we do when we have more than two of them? And in this case here, we're going to have 3. So if you remember from earlier, kind of talked about that idea of like how we can model to find sums. And so just because our numbers have changed, or just because we have more than two addends doesn't mean our system doesn't change. So let's go ahead and think about again how we might model this. If I look at our 3 numbers, we have the ones place and we have the tens place. Ones place, tens place, ones place, tens place. So the 2 place values I'll be working in are the ones and the tens. So let's go ahead and model each number. So I'm going to start here with 73. I notice I have 3 in the ones place. 1, 2, 3. And 7 in the tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let's model out our next number of 12. So there's a 2 in the ones place. So I'm going to model 2 ones and then a 1 in the tens place. So 110. And our last number here, or add in if you will, since that's the vocabulary we're using, I have a 1 in the ones place and an 8 in the tens place. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll put it right up there. All right. So now that we have everything modeled, we're going to go ahead and, as always, start in the ones place and count up, right? So let's kind of count from the ones place what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there isn't 10 in there, so I'm good. Remember, we're always looking for these groups of 10. Let's count our tens place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I'm going to stop right there. There's a group of 10. I'm actually going to circle that out. Now remember, now that I have a group of 10, I'm going to take that and regroup it, right? I'm going to take that 10, which means now we're going to be working in the hundreds place because 10 tens is actually the same thing. It's equivalent. It is the same thing as 100. I'm going to take these 10 tens, move them out of the tens spot and put them over in the hundreds, which means now I have 100. Let's go back to our tens and count what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 right there. And then if we count our hundreds, there's a 100 in there, which means now if we looked at this as like an algorithm, something we're going to be looking at later, and I stack everything up, I'm going to get 166 as my sum. So just like we've talked before, like just because I have more than 2 numbers to add together doesn't mean our system changes, right? So as always, we just keep practicing. Let's say we have 123. Let's say we have 251. And then let's add 42. 42, great number, Jackie Robinson's number. All right, so same system. We got to think about our place values and what we have to help us model, right? So I see the hundreds place as my largest, so I have a ones, tens, and a hundreds. So let's model that out. And again, if you're feeling comfortable, you can use letters to represent. O for ones, T for tens, H for hundreds. Okay, and then again, we're just gonna model each number. 123. So that's 3 ones, 2 tens, and 100, right? This is a lot kind of like looking at it as expanded form is really what we're doing, right? We're expanding this out. If that kind of helps you think about it, and then we can model it in base 10. So 251, let's change colors for that one. So 1 and then 50. So that's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 200s. Okay, so those 2 numbers are done. So my third add-in is 42. So that's a 2 in the ones place and 4 in the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's start counting. And as always, start in your ones place. That's right. I heard you say that. You are absolutely correct. Ones place. Always start in the ones. Always, 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 start in the ones. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's count out our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a group of 10. So I'm going to stop right there. Throw that over here. Just regroup it, right? So again, remember, these 10 tens are gone now. I moved them over into the hundreds because they equal 100. 10 tens equals 100. So just remember that, right? Okay, so let's count how many tens are left. There's one. There's just 110 left. There it is right there. So 1. Now let's count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means when I put all of these together, oh my gosh, where's my space? Here, let's put it. So when we put all of these together, these three add-ins, right? 123, 251, and 42, when we add them together, we get a sum of 416. That's the answer. Okay, so working with three add-ins, again, really no different. Just use your modeling system. You'll see there's an assignment that goes with this to kind of practice these out. And again, anytime you have questions, just ask, right? Post them in Schoology, ask for some assistance. It's no big deal. We're all practicing here. So thanks, and we will see you next time. Keep up the awesome work.